Hey everybody, this is Cynthia Lewis. Hope everybody is doing well on today. Guys, I want to talk to you about how to build side income while working full time. All right, without further ado, let's get into it, guys. So, you wake up in the morning, guys, you go to work, you come home tired. Um, Deep down in your heart, you know God has something more for you, right? But here's the thing that most people will not tell you is that your job pays you, but your job is not your provider, right? God is. I'm going to say that again. Your job pays you, but your job is not your provider. God is, right? And if God has placed things inside of you, things being gifts, talent, skills, experiences, knowledge, then God expects you to use that, right? He expects you to use that. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the content. So, let's talk about how to start building income without quitting your job. So, number one, let's get into it. Guys, you got to recognize that your job is not your security, right? Your job is not your security. Your paycheck is a resource, but God is your source, right? Stability, in a job is temporary. And, but you got to remember that your purpose is eternal. And, people act like that, you can't encounter a layoff because that's very much possible, right? Sometimes it might be new people coming in, new leadership. They want to change things, let go of people, bring their own people, right? All kinds of things can happen, right? But if you are relying on that one stream of income that you call your paycheck, you are playing Russian roulette with taking care of your family, right? Don't do that to your family. They deserve more than that. So you got to know that that one stream of income that you call your paycheck, that is not enough, right? And you got to know that God did not design you to just have only that paycheck. Do you realize that you have a lot of gifts and talents within you? Again, like I said earlier, you got knowledge that you have acquired maybe through your job, maybe through just helping other people do different things. And you have the ability to help people, right? So that leads us into number two. You got to identify the skills God has already given you. Don't be going to look for other stuff to do. Examine what God has already given you. Use what you have in your hand. So think about it like this. Look at your life experiences. Those things are valuable. Believe it or not, somebody will pay you for that. I'm telling you. What comes easy to you, somebody will pay you for that, right? That thing that is very easy to you is your assignment, and that thing will allow you to help people to solve people's problems, and you can get paid while you do it, right? So get out the mindset that I need to go and find something new to do. Now, nothing's wrong with that, but right now, the reason why I'm saying um use what you already know, the skills you already have, because number one, I'm quite sure that somebody's already looking for the solution that you can provide with the skills, the experiences that you already have, that you might have acquired from work, maybe from church, or just different places, that you've acquired those different skills and experiences. I guarantee you somebody's going to find that beneficial, right? So you got to think about this too. What do people ask you to help them out with? What problems have you already solved? You got to start listening to all these things. These things are valuable because they are going to help you to identify what solution that you can provide to other people, right? So you got to remember that's your starting point. So again, stop overlooking the experiences, the skills, the gifts, the talents, the things you've already helped other people do, the things that you have helped yourself to overcome. All of that is data. So don't overlook it. Okay. Now, let's get into number 3. I want you to start small, but start consistently. You know, you don't need hours, right? You need discipline. Consistency beats intensity every time. So let's think about it like this. You work full time, that's going to be at least 8 hours, right? But guess what? You don't need but probably 2 hours a day, right? So let's think about it. 2 hours a day. So instead of, coming home in the evening, scrolling on the internet, watching TV, waiting to talk to your girlfriend, um, carve that 2 hours and identify the skills that we just talked about. Identify that. This is where that freedom can be built into your life. And I guarantee you that this one focus hour or two that you work on every day, it is going to change your income. So, again, start small, but start consistently. So, just 2 hours a day, not 5 hours, not 8 hours, not 6 hours, just 2 hours. You can carve that out, 2 hours, and work on something, that a solution, after identifying what your skills, what your experiences are, what your knowledge are, what problems have you solved for yourself, what problems have you solved for others, what do people ask you to do. Take all of that data and analyze it and look to see, you know, how can you provide a solution, right? Pick one. All right. So let's go on to number 4. All right. So number 4, you're going to turn that skill into a simple offer, right? Why? Because I don't want you to be all over the place. So I want you to have one specific problem, for one specific person. So, like I say, after you identify that data that we talked about in number 3, you're going to pick that problem, pick that person that you're going to help solve that problem for. And so, guys, I don't want you to overcomplicate this thing, because it don't have to be complicated. Just, you got the ability to create the income, and once you start taking action, clarity will come, right? So so check this out. This is not about creating a business plan right now, right? This is about you creating a simple solution that can help somebody, right? So let me give you a couple examples. So a couple examples could be that I help busy women organize their time. I help people improve their resumes. I help believers grow spiritually. Again, you're going to pick one problem, you're going to package it, and you're going to offer your help as a paid offer, right? So let's keep it simple. We're not going to care about creating a website or none of those things right now. We're going to create an offer, and then, we're going to package that offer, right? And we're going to move forward. So now let's go on to number 5. Number 5, I want you to take action before you feel ready. Because sometimes people will be stuck and won't move because you allow fear to set in. We're not allowing that to happen. So you got to remember, confidence comes after movement. You got to take action, not before, and your obedience unlocks your provision. So again, like I said, most people are going to delay because they don't feel ready, but you cannot allow fear stop you, right? Get up and move. Don't wait, right? Stop procrastinating. Get up and just know that you're not walking this journey by yourself. God is with you. And so once you move, remember, God meets you there. And things don't have to be perfect for you to move. You just need to be obedient. Again, things do not have to be perfect. You just have to be obedient and just take action. And remember, God is going to be there with you. You're not in this thing by yourself. And so, as we close, I want you to know that you were created for more than just going to a job, right? Now we know that our job, because it's, you know, it is the resource that God has chosen for us to use, right? It helps you pay your bills, right? And you do that on repeat. But, you need to know that there's more for you than just that job, right? What does that more look like? You taking your knowledge, taking your experience, taking your gifts and talents and packaging it into an offer, right? So that you can do what? Impact people more. You can earn more income, right? Outside of that job. That gives you more freedom, right? So, but guess what? It won't happen if you don't take that action, right? So don't think about it. I want you to get up and I want you to move. So here's what I want you to do right now. Again, I want to today start with one skill, one idea, one step to create your offer. And I want you to start closing people into that offer, right? So, guys, if this sounds good to you, I want you to check out my free resource that I have. I'm going to leave the link for you in the description so you can grab my free link, so you can get my free resource. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this content. I want you to remember that God is wanting you to really impact people's lives, right? And you got to show up. You can't allow fear to stop you. You can't expect everything to be perfect because it's not going to be. But just let your obedience, because you care more about being obeying God and obeying what God has asked you to do versus fear or what others or what you think others might say or think. It don't matter. God is giving you an instruction. God is giving you an assignment to carry out. And I want you to go and carry it out. All right, guys. This is Cynthia Lewis. Until next time, I will talk to you soon. Bye.